deep within the sewers of New York, do 5 kindred meet. Chaz, Whitaker, Ventru Primogen, Whittlin, Regent of Brooklyn, Calabros, former Prince Pro Tempore of the Nosferatu, Addison Fleming, Emissary, and Baron Vanessa Fierro of the La Sombra. Pleased to have you all here. There is something that I've been meaning to discuss with all of you. Is there a way we could have done it without being in these sewers? No. This is the one and only secure place, and perhaps the only true person in this city who understands what is at stake. Isn't that right, Calabros?
Yes, I do.
Well, let's get on with it then. As you all know, things are changing very quickly in this city. The Second Inquisition grows bolder, and, like it or not much is being done about it. Kadir does not know the full extent of what is happening, and he cannot account for all variables. We must convince ourselves of something that we have not longed for, that his leadership is coming to an end. Well, that is something we are completely certain of. Something that I have been planning for a very long time. But it sounds to me like you mean to replace him yourself. Is that right, Fierro? As a matter of fact, I do. Nothing in this world comes for free, Mr. Chaz. I have a number of propositions for all of you. Mr. Calabros, you have given me support on a number of occasions. It is partially your insight and trust of my leadership and my skills that has allowed me to have this position in the first place. The Anarchs would not be where they are without your trust in me. And for that I am forever grateful. And I would further ask that you convince, I suppose is a better word, that these two are in for a better deal serving me. Somebody who will actually adhere to the tenets of our city and hear the voices of all those in a favorable light. Well, yes, I can see the practicality in your assessment. There's something I in particular want, and something that I have been planning for a great many years. Vanessa, I can speak plainly. I know a number of things about you and your Anarchs. Things that I think you would rather not want to come to light, and I think that is a bit of a mutually assured destruction. I speak plainly and boldly because I know you probably have some things on us as well. And I think I know exactly which things my apprentice has seen to it that I am very much aware of many great things happening in this city. And I cannot help but notice that we both have a couple of exposed underbellies that we have not yet exploited, and I think that is because we understand that 2 very strong women in power is the most favorable option. I agree. What is it that you want, Whittlin? I seek power within my own clan, something you cannot provide. However, the nature of this support from the pyramid, it only comes with my complete and utter domination of this city within the Tremere. Aisling Sturbridge needs to go. I need to take her place as the most prominent member of this city within my clan. And furthermore, I believe that I can sway the pyramid to your side, and therefore we can both get what we want. I don't care much for the politics of this city. Camarilla, Anarch, Ashira makes no difference to me. My ventures are completely my own. You can have your city, as long as I am not interrupted and made to hide and delay because of some foolish mortals that think they can take from us what we have been planning for centuries. You want the support of the pyramid? It would legitimize your endeavors and would not immediately let an Archon into your city to run amok and destroy what little offerings you have, what little power you have gained. Kadir these days are easy pickings. He was not an Archon for long for good reason, and his desperation is something we all have noticed. Do not get in my way, and I will even aid you in yours. That is a rather sizable promise. I think that we can agree to those terms. Mr. Chaz, what do you desire? Well, your business is most likely the only thing in the city that I have not stuck a hand into. Really, I think that there is some credence to both of us being in cahoots with each other. I think this city, and therefore our global economy, is in the palm of our hands. Clan Ventru and Clan La Sombra have not rarely gotten along, but there is so much potential to our partnership. And joining into one singular sect, I can't help but think that that is the most opportune premium time to do so. I want to keep my position. Prince is not really something for me. Not because I do not think I would be good at it. I think I would be better than you at it. No offense. But I do think that it would get in the way of my own personal endeavors, which I think are more lucrative. So, you can keep running the city, if that is what you wish. But my own personal ventures are what I agree to, and I would think that I would have access to yours should we be working together. And you access to mine. Strengthening our positions as well. And of course, as a partial owner of the circulatory system, I don't think you can go without my support, and I don't think they can get rid of me so easily. I mean, we tried with Pain, and that was, difficult. Although, this was the perfect opportunity to get rid of him. I think we were in agreement. I was going to offer you much the same thing. Our interests are aligned in that respect. Calibros. Seems I didn't have to do much convincing after all. But courts are merely figureheads for these types of things. The power, as I understand it, is really in the people that we command, rule over. Your support would mean legitimizing us in the eyes of the Camarilla, at least within this city, and it would further dissuade the dissent from the Camarilla in other cities as well, and from the dissemination of the Ivory Tower. The expansion of the Camarilla into the entirety of North America has been hampered quite a bit by a number of individuals, and of course, the Anarchs continue to gain more ground, even as the Sabbat is being crippled. So, I would offer you the same thing I offered you years ago. Order. Peace. And of course, I will continue to leave you alone. That is the most good to hear. I am tired and old. I continue to trust that you will, on some level, be able to secure this city, unlike those of the past 20-so-odd years. Panhard was too vain to accept reality, and Kadir too pragmatic to see the bigger picture. They both missed vital details, and you seem to have the whole package. much unlike most that I would see in this city, if any at all. You are prime candidate, of course. My support does mean that the lower Camarilla will, at least, be accepting of the initial time you will have to prove yourself after the fact. Something I'm sure you know. I will recommend some other Nosferatu under my care, someone I deeply trust. Someone not so ambitious to help you, so that I am not bothered. Although I'm sure my own clan will continue to remind me of my talent. Wonderful. In the coming nights, play along. You will be all rewarded, our deals upheld. The Second Inquisition will be dealt with in time, but first, I mean to set up a situation where Aisling, Arturo, and Kadir are all dealt with, and we will swiftly get rid of the Second Inquisition and deal with Vitra as well. In so doing, it will not lose our prominent members. It will not put us up to the task, but a task force must be completed. My own council is already well underway in most of these respects. They have been gathering information on Mr. Castle, Vitra, and the Second Inquisition, Aaron Fletcher himself. Plans are in place. Only thing we have to do is secure the city, and of course, enact our plans. Details aside, everything will be dealt with on the same night. First of all, you will have to risk an explosion in Elysium. I will tell you where the bomb is. I have somebody inside who is planting it himself. You deal with the Second Inquisition on the ground. We move to Interim Elysium, and we will secure it from there. I would then, on New Year's Eve, after 5 days of planning, take out the Second Inquisition in its entirety, drive the SAD out of the city, and Vitra, and get rid of all of her other assets. She will have no one to hold anything but a lone yacht out on the Hudson, and she will be forced to leave. I do not wish to actually confront her. I believe that is a death sentence. As I'm sure you can no doubt confirm, Whittleman. Yes, a number of our own have tried, thinking that they can supplant themselves with magic. Even the most skilled of us have, I heard, tried and failed, never to be seen again. Probably just ended up being food. Information. Well, perfect. If there's nothing else then, I believe this meeting is concluded. In the art hall, there are a number of kindred that gather for a meeting. The fate of the city will be decided on this night. The entire Camarilla court is here, along with Addison Fleming. Notably, Agent Sturbridge is not yet here. Callie and D'Angelo walk in the door to bickering. The air is ripe with tension, and there is no parsing it. They must simply wait to be acknowledged. Patrick Conroy is also in attendance. There are no other anarchs here. After a very long time, Kadir finally looks over. So the Raven has finally returned. What is it that you have succeeded in finding about Mr. Castle, your sire? And all heads turn. The whispers and bickering hushed for now. Before Callie can answer, in walks Aisling Sturbridge with a defeated-looking and eyes glazed over Hannibal Varadish. Hannibal is then tied to a chair. Aisling Sturbridge looks around at the court. I have here on trial Hannibal Raresh of the Tremere. Brought against him is several crimes, including, but not limited to, siring a child without permission. That child was kept hidden for 6 months. tortured, experimented on, and used to spy on members of this very court, including, but not limited to, myself and other Tremere prominent in the city, as well as other vampires without us knowing. How he did it, I intend to find out before he is executed. She says this as she begins a ritual. Hannibal cannot resist the intense power of her blood and begins to spill every secret. He was looking for the Furcus. He was using his child Sam Lane to do it. He shares, yes, 6 months ago, he embraced this child without permission and compelled to speak the truth. He does note that he knew Vitra was after something he also too was after and was trying to beat her at her own game. A blood vial held by the SAD near Carnegie Hall and near Times Square, as well as near to the location of the Furcus. He had already confirmed where this object of power was. This blood vial was one of Zapathasura, the Ravnos Antediluvian. He does not know why Vitra wants it, but he himself wants it to ascend and take over, to become as powerful as possible. At the mention of this blood vial, Patrick Conroy cannot resist. He hears a voice in his head telling him to get that vial, a voice that he cannot quiet, no matter how many times he spins a 20 on his ring. The compulsion succeeds. His bane curses him, and he seems way too eager at the mention of this blood. I insist we secure this blood vial. It is only right that we keep it out of the hands of that wretched kindred. We should put together a team immediately to go to secure it. The SAD mean to have it. The Second Inquisition also cannot find out about such things. Another second we waste is time wasted, and I mean to secure that myself, if you would allow me. You would put me on watch, I do not care. I simply mean to secure. He does realize and stop talking as the entire court seems to be very suspicious at this. His perception has finally failed him. Aisling steps forward after a nod from Kadir. She sticks out a goblet and says, Mr. Conroy, could you please provide some of your vitae? With no other choice, he does it. And she pours some of her own in as well. She mixes the blood together. This is no contest. She's much too skilled in the ways of blood sorcery to let this slip by. And the blood that she then consumes is made very much aware to her. She can taste it. The blood of Vitra. She can see her face etched into the blood, into the mind of Pedrick. She puts the goblet down and looks around the court. Traitor in our midst, a mole, blood bonded to Vitra. I have no doubt that we have been being played, and she knows exactly every word that has left our mouths for however many months that he has been employed here. There is no doubt in my mind this is the opportunity he has been waiting for. We cannot allow him to leave this room alive. Without a second thought, Kadir raises his scimitar and cuts off his head. He falls to the ground in ashes. Hannibal is then forced to share the location of the blood. Hannibal is then executed. Finally, the heads turn to Kali and D'Angelo, who have been in a stunned silence this entire time. Kali then spills what they found. I know that Reynard has been working with Vitra for a number of nights. He has been supplying things to the Second Inquisition without my knowledge, and he has been running blood for her and mortals. Where is he? Kali hesitates. I did not promise that I would tell you where he is. I did find him. I promised that much. I never agreed to tell you where he was, what he's doing, or what he's planning. But he was working with Vitra. Another thing to add to your pile. Kadir then lifts his own scimitar and brings it to Callie's neck in the blink of an eye.
I should kill you right here. Conspiring with Castle wittingly or not, you are complicit in his crimes. Breaking the masquerade, conferring with the enemy, bringing down our sacred sect, and of course, endangering everybody in this city. Give me one reason I should not kill you on the spot.
D'Angelo moves in the way. Whoa, big guy. Hold on. Let's chill out. She's just a kid, okay? There's no way she knew anything of like this. This is way too big. And let's face it, this castle guy is one master manipulator. If he was good enough to evade you, even if he was known to you, his capture taking weeks, months, even years in advance, his name being propped up. I don't know if there's anything that we could do, if killing her is gonna make things right. The other kindred in the court murmur and agree. Julia specifically speaks up. Really, we are wasting our time here. And D'Angelo is right. She's just a kid. Let her go, Kadir. Kadir is glaring at everybody in the room.
Do you not see what happens when we do not uphold our traditions? Lives at stake. Our entire existence being upended.
Julia once again speaks. Look, we have everything on him already. We knew he was working with Feature. We knew the stuff about Fledger. We had his name. We had his address. We planned to take him out. Everything that we were working for was already within our grasp. It's no use keeping her on the edge like this. For Callie, her world seems to shatter. She realizes the deception.
You knew? Yeah, you knew everything already. You were just using me to draw him out. This wasn't justice, this was revenge. You were gonna kill me regardless.
You were never gonna uphold the end of you were never gonna uphold your end of the bargain.
I thought you are... This is bullshit. Fuck all of you.
Kadir growls at her.
I am doing you a favor by sparing your life. If I see you in this city ever again, I will have your head. Leave while I am still allowing you mercy.
She runs and leaves the Elysium. D'Angelo glares at Kadir as he puts down his scimitar before he himself leaves.